Hello, welcome. This is the Resilient Rooster. I'm back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a 60 card deck. In the recent May ban list, one card in particular got banned, which helped a lot of the 60 card deck out, and that card was that Graphic Screener. This card is a very powerful card. I remember going to one of my regionals. I was playing an Invoke player. They had like 8,000 life points, I had 2,000 life points. I was in top decking mode and I top decked the left arm offering. I eventually baited out my opponent until I knew that the moment to use the left arm offering was right, and once I resolved it, I won the duel eventually. So this card, it did help me win several games. If you don't know what this card does, it sends cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard, so you have the same number of cards in your opponent. So if your opponent had 20 and you had 60, you would mill 40, so that's pretty broken. With this card, there was also like no restriction. You're able to special summon, you are able to conduct your battle phase, nothing. So this card was a league on its own, and now it's banned, so may it rest in peace. What I'm going to be attempting to do, instead of using grass, is use the Ties of the Brethren. You've probably seen this before, where they use the Ties of the Brethren on one of the warriors, Lightsworn, and you're able to mill a lot of cards. Obviously, you could change the 60 card version to a 40 card version, but I feel that if you play the 40 card version, you're going to deck out very quickly. You can't stack your opponent like you used to, but it's still, you know, an interesting concept. You can always use the left arm offering to get a soul charge, because soul charge is still a good play. This is my deck list for now. Feel free to make any changes, and let's just get right into the replays. The fact that Lowfire is still at 3, the Predoplant engine is still at 3, there's still a lot of powerful plays that you can play with this deck. As long as your opponent doesn't have any hand traps, you're still able to do the exact play. It's just there won't be no cherry on top with that Graphic Screener, but it's kind of a little bit more balanced. Most of the time you're not able to draw that Graphic Screener anyway, so this is a more balanced form of Lightsworns. So I'm able to pull off the full Lone Fire combo, get the Curious, and you're able just to send a lot of cards still with it. And since you're playing more Lightsworn cards in here, you're able to use Minerva's other effect to draw cards if you mill another Lightsworn cards. I was able to draw a Soul Charge, and Soul Charge could help extend your plays. When I was doing this replay, I only had 2 Omegas, but I eventually pushed this to 3. I felt 3 Omega is pretty good to get rid of half of your opponent's hand. I was able to go off a lot. I didn't really get to open up the Ties of the Brethren, but if I did, I would have been able to go off a lot harder. So I got the 2 Omegas, and this is a very decent board. I'm able to disrupt my opponent by removing 2 cards of my opponent's hand. And since I had 2 of the last 1 cards, I'm able to punish them if they destroy my board. So they were Raigeki, but with my Curious, I'm able to add my Soul Charge back. Obviously, I only have 4,000 life points, but if I'm able to survive, I should be able to use it if necessary. So it's a good backup play. My opponent didn't really have much. They only had 3 cards to work with. They did have the desires to help extend their plays, but I had a lot of hand traps to stop whatever they're doing. And since I had Fairy Tail Snow and my graveyard is pretty much established, I'm able to just stop my opponent's plays. And next turn, my Omega comes back, and I pretty much have the ability to OTK my opponent. So the Omega comes back, and now all I have to do is try to get a good beef monster. That way I can just attack for game. So this is pretty much what the 60 card deck can do, right? I mean, left Soul Charge is still a powerful card. You can still left offering for this card. There's a lot of ways that you can do to win the game. This next game was a definition of sack. I was able to bait out my opponent's Ash very early in the game. They fell for my Solar Recharge, and with the Lone Fire Blossom, I'm able just to go off. In my hand, I have Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, and this card is one of the targets for your Ties of the Brethren. If you don't remember what Ties of the Brethren does, you can target 1 level 4 or lower, and you can special summon 2 monsters with the same type and level. And since Raiden is a warrior, light, I'm able to summon 2 other warrior and lights, and the targets you want to choose is the Groth and Aaron. The only restriction with Ties of the Brethren, you can't conduct your battle phase, and you can't special summon afterwards. So once you use it, it really stops your whole play, so you want it to be the last thing you do to resolve it. So in this case, I was trying to get everything ready, that way I know that I have at least 1 negation, which is the best Abyss Dweller. I got the ties off, and right now you see I have 36 cards in my deck, and eventually I only have 21 cards left, since Garoth helps you do so many crazy things. If a Lightsworn mills, you get to send 2 cards from the deck to the graveyard, and then draw 1 card for each Lightsworn. So if you mill a lot of Lightsworns, you get to draw a lot of cards. In this case, I drew the Foolish Burial and the Ghost Ogre. Also, Garoth isn't once per turn, so you're able to, take advantage of it. In this game, I opened up one of the bricks, which was a Cobra, but I would say that if you're ever in a sticky situation, you should aim to make a Minerva. Minerva is a good play to help extend your plays by drawing cards, or B, to defend your board. If your Minerva ever leaves the field, you're able to destroy cards up to the number of light scoring cards that you mill. In this case, it didn't matter since I was able to draw the Soul Charge from the Solar Recharge. I got 5 monsters on board, and that helped me go to the Omega approach. I was able to make 2 Omegas, and I didn't really want to make the 3rd Omega. I felt making my grave more filling is better. I was able to get to the Curious, and Curious extended my plays even more. So thanks to Curious, I was able to get Giant Rex to the graveyard too, so I got the Emeratu, and Emeratu was able to bring back my other tuner. And with this third tuner, I'm able to make that 3rd Omega. And with 3 Omegas, half of my opponent's hand is gone. It's a very, very bad roll for my opponent. There wasn't really much that they could do. I still have the Fairytale Snow in the grave. If they ever make an aggressive play, I'm able to stop their plays with the Fairytale in grave. I stopped their Surge. They only have 1 card, which is a Soul Charge, and it's kind of dead since they already entered their battle phase. So once it goes to the standby phase, I get all my Omegas back, and these Omegas is good enough to attack for game. The Giant Rex can't attack, but I can always banish it with Fairytale Stone in the grave and attack for game. In this next game, I'm playing against Shuttle Dinosaurs, and they get to go first. In my hand, I have the Left Arm Offering, and this is where it showcases where sometimes that grass looks greener, it's that extra push that last one needed. My opponent was able to establish a board with the Window and the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, so I can't special summon more than once, and they have the Conductor to disrupt any of my plays. I did have the opportunity to search Soul Charge in this case, but if I did the Soul Charge play, the Conductor would have flipped all of my monsters down, and they would have been able to attack me for game. So there wasn't really much that I could have done at this case, and this is where this deck lacks that extra push. I did get the Fairytale Snow, but all Fairytale Snow can really do is just set the window, and it's pretty much game over. So that's it for the replays. If you enjoy it, please leave a like. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh content, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.